Yeah, shout out LeBam James for show. So there was no new chapter this week for the Raw for us Raw gangs. Which in a weird way, if he's not low key working on it, it's a good thing because we would catch up by 1 week. So I'm not mad at it. But because I forget often. Sorry if I'm low. Bonjour, mon coeur. And I forget often, like how far behind the officials are, and I'm like, dang, is this how far you guys had been for so long, and having to come on YouTube and listening to us talk about a chapter 7 weeks ago? Like, I made today's video because I reread the chapter, and I'm like, oh, I should talk about like the death flags for Yas Ratcha. Go watch that if you didn't see it. Go watch my Will Yas Ratcha die in this arc. Because I'm like, I don't even remember what chapter we're on. Because sometimes I have them scheduled to come out automatically. So, yeah, it's crazy. But, yeah.
A little something like eeny, meeny, rap from the beginning. Smoke a little pack, but the pack never timid. Church, but I'm seeing it. Curse when I'm winning. She need a new back. When it's back, I'ma bend it. Slap up some guinea. Ask me to hit it. Watch a nigga black super yak, I'ma quit it. Swerve in the Benzie. Perfume is Fendi. Bobbin' move fast, real fast like I'm Ricky. That's 'cause I'm pretty. Came from the dirt. Shovel up a nigga, can't handle the work. Yo, swing with it first. Young white girl like a
Yeah.
I never remember what happened.
Gustang pulled up with the book and got the cigarettes.
Yeah, I remember that, but I'm saying at the beginning.
I mean, we'll go through it because I know it starts with the Kraken getting beaten up and beat to pieces and stuff, and Yama went like kind of full mimesis or whatever. But okay, let's. Was that last week? Maybe we have to do a double week. Let's go back one chapter, just to make sure about some things. Sorry, let's do a double week, or I'll do a quick skim of it. What did Milios think? That's a good question. Damn. Is it too last minute? I gotta stop doing shit so spontaneously. I have no fucking schedule. I just do shit when I want. I'm too free. I need some structure in my life. So this was Yama. This is when Yama was talking about his like weird, something. Something to do with the Mad Dogs. When the Mad Dogs have his blood. There we go. Yes, that was that chapter. Yeah, last week chapter didn't do anything for me. And then yes. The thingy exploded because Fusile, who's like a cyborg furry, he like blew up and whatnot. And Cha tried to like stop it. Was it the last chapter or this chapter? No, this is a chapter where Sophia Tan saves him. Okay. All right. I'm kind of caught up now. We're good. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and he had the half body complete transformation. That was last week. Yeah, officials not even seen the octopus. It's just so far behind. But okay. I think he saw it. No, he didn't. He said I'm driving, but he said so Vince will hop in. He's driving. Did you like that chapter with Yama's full mimesis last week? Last week was pretty meh, in my opinion.
Wait, the one we're on now or the one before?
No, we're about to talk about the one today. So
the one before?
Yeah.
I thought it was such a
weird pace breaker, right? Like with what we had going on, I felt like it was weird to like to break the momentum like that, but sorry, Coach.
And that plus just the weird I can store my anger and power and put it out. That's what we've always been able to do. It's just like, all right, bro.
You're lying.
You got it.
But I'm gonna pretend I didn't see. I'm gonna pretend I don't read it. But you're over there capping. I feel that.
Yeah, it was weird, but we got Gustang, so I'm okay with it.
All right, fair enough. So continuously following Yama stock. He can do Cena. It just takes a lot for it to come out. What's up, Irene Sharda? It's one of my new patrons. All right, say hi to YouTube because this will be on YouTube when it comes out in 500 days. But let's talk about the current chapter 552 in total. We had some big things going on here. Just out of curiosity, how do you think that how do I want to ask this? Because do you think that Trauma Ray is controlling the animas that he's using directly, or right now he's letting them operate on free will? Because here's why I asked that. Do you think that if he takes direct control of them, he's actually a lot more formidable than when he lets them do it out of free will? What are you thinking?
I think it depends per beast if he controls them or not. I think
So like a Leviathan would be hard to do that too.
yes, I think you would have to control. I think these symbols.
And the eyes.
If you see
The
a
Omega
symbol,
symbol.
it means.
Mm-hmm.
I think it means that you're automatically being controlled and your free will's gone, because Raging Rapid and the Kraken hasn't shown any form of thought processes, while what's the Cobalt has.
Come on now. Don't forget the
Yeah,
goat's
so,
name.
my bad.
Come on,
And
bro.
then whether it makes it, I don't know if it makes it more formidable, but like it depends on the weird thing. If like animas can like boost their beast with their own Shinshu. I don't know if we've ever seen anything like that yet. If it's like a extension of their body where they can put their own Shinsu in their beast, give him the boost, maybe he can add like a Shinran Ryu inside of his beast, then yeah, for sure. But like, it's so hard because I feel like, despite seeing so many animals, I feel like we still don't really know a lot of what they can do.
Okay.
Or like their limits.
I think he fully controls them when the need arises. I think he's controlling them considering his glowing eyes, like Yas Ratchet's cat. Okay. Cool about the deity though. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys knew about me, but I drank 10,000 bottles of wine and ascended in 2 hours. Anyways, Trauma Ray said, "Oh, you don't want to kill your friend. That's tough for you." Cool about throwing up gang signs, put in the work. You already know. I just realized that our chat thingies. I was actually looking for this. Make it a little bigger. There we go. All right. Because I was thinking about this. Because I'm like, I think he can like control it through like fluctuate it, like almost like half full control, or it's like, you're my pet, do my bidding. I think Cobalt is just doing what he says. I don't think he's physically puppeteering Cobalt.
Yes.
The dog, bring it to me. Boom, brings it to you. You feel what I'm saying? The reason I asked the question because I'm like, I think I might agree with you where I think it's dependent on the beast. I think they have different levels of like free will or ability to resist control on top of very specific skills and abilities. So I think the Kraken is the one that he definitely was kind of controlling by himself. But then I'm like, is it because he's splitting his focus between so many things? Because how did Yama do that to you? Did you underestimate his power because he's a trifle? But like, I would argue he considers his own beast trifles in some sense, not himself though. Only irregulars are not trifles. So like, I was trying to get into his mind a little bit there, but I think your point about could he boost the animal's physical capabilities and stuff with his own Shinsu is actually something I need to think about, which makes him that's dangerous. That's scary.
I have a question for you then.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say like half, do you think it would be something along the lines of like he could program set commands where it's like, okay, you have relatively free will, but like let's say the octopus went and like did like a turtle snipe it like him, it would just instantly like burst and die, like something like that.
That's an interesting way of putting it. I can see why you said that. I was actually thinking more like like a JRPG, where it's like you tell your party members focus on healing, focus on defense, attack the same monster I'm attacking. That's interesting. Maybe he has some preset stuff like that where it's like, like Cobalt, defense, and then he doesn't have to really like command Cobalt to defend him. It's more like Cobalt will just take defensive measures no matter what and make sure that comes towards him. But obviously, we've seen very little and a lot more remains to be seen. And for all we know, some of the specific things that Traumray can do with as an anima are things that other characters cannot do. So that's what chat's saying.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, Cobalt throwing up gang signs. Miles talking about Pokemon X and Y Greninja Soul Bond. Is that the Ash Greninja shit? That shit is not raw. Protein Greninja is the way to go. Some have the Omega symbol in the eyes and some don't. I think I did notice that. Let's be honest, Cobalt's cool because he ain't talking yet. That's funny. But when they first got summoned, they made Yas and Yama push farther away from Traumray. I don't know. I guess it remains to be seen. All right, let's kind of. I'm gonna remove Traumray for a second. I feel like he's in the way. But let's go through it. So, oh shit. So full half Mimesis, Yamo looked pretty fearsome, and was able to kind of cut through it. And he looks a little fed up here, right? So the Great 10 Families Calamity Chapter 2. So we see the aftermath of the attack. I think I kind of laughed here because I'm like, is Doom really still in these restraints? Like, can I ask you your like general and opinion of Doom? I don't know if I've ever really asked you in totality. Like, what's your thoughts on Baylor Doom? I'm curious.
So I'm not even gonna hold you. When I first saw Doom, I was like, I like this guy. Like, I think initial Doom is a really good character. He's just fun because it's like we got the whole thing with Yama. He's a monster. He's a demon. You can't wake him up. And yeah, you have the thing of like he sealed Doom, but it's like he had to seal him, right? And of course we know like the things of like, oh, it's his brother, yada yada. But I really like his initial like drawing of appearance when he first came out. I like the tattoos. I like his external transformation shit. I kind of wish that was really far more of like only he could do it. I feel like that would have been a nice thing to keep for him. And I like his interactions and what he does. I feel like it's just more like this is the issue with certain Tower of God characters that they become far more flanderized as time just goes on. Where now, instead of I think of like being like this, I was a top 200 ancient member. I had armies. I created men. I was doing all this to just being, yes, you killed my father. You killed my father. Like, it's like that's all he says. He doesn't like say anything or do anything of note. Like I think he was far more interesting.
Okay.
So now it's just like, I don't really care.
Follow up. How much did that initial statement of him being top 200? How much did that affect you at the time you saw it? And what do you think now?
Impressive. I thought it was really, really impressive. I think, especially because I don't think until like this year I took the influence as being the most important, and I still at that time period was like power is the premier thing for, and it's one of those things where like we hear top 100, but it's like you kind of get to a point when you only see top 100s and you listen to Haigh-Rankers. It's like we got to fill out the rest of the ranks, the rest of the thousands. You know what I mean? So him being the top 200 to me was signaling like this is still an impressive guy. But then it's like, is it 200 because he can create Houndborns? So it's like, how strong really is he? So it's a little wonky because I think the Windbird thing is good, but it was a team up. So I still don't even really know how well to gauge his strength.
I'm trying to gauge if the tower's gotten better or worse with time. Like, what is the time period of the tower where there was the heaviest of hitters? Does that make sense?
Yes. Like, what was the best
if Doom was top 200 back then, like I'm not impressed by that time period. Point period blank. Now, granted, I'm with you. I think that a lot of us assumed, or I'll say me. I definitely assumed power was the most important thing in the rankings. I did think the other things really played a factor, especially if you were really important, like a really good scientist or a really great guide, or you had really dope items, or you invented something super important. Like, let's say the cell phone didn't exist and you created it. Like, I can understand why you'd have so much influence and recognition. It's important, you know?
Yeah.
Right? So, like, but I think we're at the point, I think both of you are in line. We think power is the least important thing, right? Or at least second?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's like the deciding factors between specific people.
Okay, that's fair enough. That's one. I'm just curious. Doom the best of the three bros. Doom a solid 6. I'll give my opinion on him in a second. Never had a strong opinion on him, but he's a good big brother. I'll give him that in his fire design. I do think his design looks good as far as like, you know, K9s go. He's a lovable dummy. Yama always looking a little fierce. His problem is that he's an ignorant dummy. I agree with that. Imagine Cobalt start thinking like a whole ass person. I need it. I need to know what he's thinking. Cobalt's thoughts are the most important inner dialogue that I need in Tower of God right now. Okay. Sophia 10 initial stock looks good. Oh, all I'm saying is greater than Calhelm.
We'll get into it.
I know. We'll talk about it. I'll be realistic about my take when we get to it. Never had a strong opinion on him, Big Brother, except the design part. The top 200 was amazing. Then the tragedy of the stock economy crash occurred due to the fraudulence of one particular bozo. Yes, El Vankel. You guys know. Hope you guys know I'm about to go in on there. Dude was impressive in the first introduction. I think now at this point he plays more of a role in the theme and ideas around Trauma, Yas, and Lupabia family. The tower is the strongest now. Y'all know why. Could Dude's ability to create Houndborns is what landed him in the top. I think that's I was gonna go there. His ability to create them, with maybe one extra tidbit and caveat, because you can control them, right? To be fair, Naya, being better than Kelham is not a high feat. That's true. How did Discord not let me know Naya XBDA? Oh, sorry. I was on Things channel. We did a collab about chapter 1049 for One Piece.
Oh yeah, I was super excited when I saw that.
I appreciate that. He's done me a huge solid. Shout out to Braga, because the numbers I've never seen such an incremental jump in my life. Even when I did that current State of Tower of God video with Joe, Milios, AOA Show, Otaku Fix, I don't forget anybody. I know Vince was there. I think Simi was there. But anyways, like that really big one, I definitely climbed, but it wasn't this immediate, this quickly. But of course, he had a little bit more reach. But yeah, I think Doom got my respect. I'm not a Doom fan or anything, but I respect him. Here's why. It was really the moment where Helen was like, "Yo, comply or I'll blow your heart out and you'll die." He's like, "Okay, death over bondage. Fuck you." I'm like, I respect that. That was the only thing he ever did. I'm like, honestly, I'm not mad at him for that. I think the Baylord brothers have all surprised me in one way or another, for better, for worse, or somewhere in the middle. But Doom is pretty much like, he's there, he's all right, and I think he's there to be more of a supportive role. I think he has a thematic role to serve, but I still think it's probably best for him to die in this arc, personally speaking. That's just what I think.
I'm not mad at that. I think the issue with the Paul brothers is most of the Slayers issues, except White has his own separate issues, but it's the initial perception that they give off of like being these very tyrannical, almost mafia-like people. And then time just progresses, but it's not like anything really changes. But like when you see them more, it's like these guys are just kind of actually like nice. But then it's really kind of jarring because it's like Doom didn't give a fuck about his people dying. But then you kind of see this side now where he's like this real, like he was a really kind kid and all this shit. It's like,
and Paul got super little brother, and then he showed off a bit. I'm like, oh shit, hold on.
Yeah, Paul's first introduction is killing the one girl.
Yeah.
Isn't? Did you think Yama was going to be smarter than what he was, based off just like the initial shit that
actually,
we like,
yes,
kind of knew?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought, because it was a part where he was kind of testing Bam and Karaka, knowing full well why they came to him. And he was still playing tongue-in-cheek, all right, participating in a K9 Tooth Festival, where I'm like, oh, he's smarter than he looks. I was wrong. He is smooth-brained as fuck. I'm sorry. He just had the obvious leverage in that situation, I guess. So, and I often wonder if, maybe because of Godot, deepest, blackest, darkest foot, and maybe some of his other people like Kanzan inform him on things. And if he doesn't have them there, he's just kind of not knowing what's going on. I don't know though. I don't know for a fact though, because there are some bosses and leaders like that, where they're like their number 1 and 2 henchmen, keep them informed of everything they need to know. Otherwise, they don't know. And sometimes that's done on purpose, so that the person who runs the organization or company, whatever, if something goes wrong, they have is it called plausible deniability, where it's like, I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that's the right legal term. Sorry, I'm not a lawyer, but
yeah, you're right.
But yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
You can't forget about the wild, mysterious green arms. What's the mystery?
Yeah, those names are horrible.
Oh god, that's how you and these attack names be so funny sometimes. I have a better opinion of Doom, but I never had reread season 3 since I first started. Fair enough. And United to climb next collab with the Recon and Kubera. I actually want to do that, but I want him to catch up. You can never forget about the wild mistake. Paul will never be a source of peak comedy. Will never not be a source of peak comedy. To me, this man came through thinking he's so fly, and his whole stride broke the second Paul found out Yama's awake. That's totally true. Yama's still my favorite, but I knew what kind of character he was when he was introduced. Interesting. Yama surprised me in a lot of ways. I don't dislike Yama. I just think that I was led a little bit astray by
100%.
by SIU. That's the
Because
only
Yam
thing.
in the cage was different.
He was literally like the embodiment to me of like the frog in the well. That's what it came across to me as, you know.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, sorry for that. The whole deal. Let's keep going through the chapter. So Doom's still, yeah. Oh yeah, because Doom is like, dude, you were top with 200. You better break out of them restraints, my boy. But yeah, so he gets out because he asks Ratcha. I think this exchange is pretty interesting because I think it ties back to like I think their like last meeting before meeting again. But because I think for whatever reason he asked Ratcha things his research on the hybrider is going to allow him to not be controlled. Whether or not that's true remains to be seen because we've already seen him be controlled by Trauma Ray, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, this is the part where he's like, BBT fucks up Doom, and he's like, if you ever come back here, I'll make sure to kill you. Don't even dream of taking revenge. I'll leave the fear that I engraved on you. Keep running for the rest of your life and never come back here again. And he's like, I don't know where you guys got it from, but you guys never listen. Why should I listen to you? You guys are like your father type beat, and he flies off to whatever. So I think Yas Ratcha for sure is gonna pass away. I couldn't elaborate into larger detail in my video because I would have been in spoiler territory, and I wanted to do a video today. But I think another red flag is how his entire core has been pretty much dismantled. I think is it Hasacha, the lazy girl, who's the only one we know for a fact that's like okay, didn't lose, is chilling. Cause Fusile's dead. He blew up. Lyboric's core is entirely fraudulent, so they're whatever. But not to bring them up. I just want to point that out. Kendrick DL's gone. Is his name Haracha, whatever? He's gone. Fusile's gone. Like he's got like no core left. So like I feel like it's just time to replace him. I almost feel like Calivan will take his position in the core. There. What are you thinking?
You should. I'm sorry. I'm just weak because you're actually right that like Bork was like, we're killing everybody. We're gonna bring in our own dudes, and they're all trash.
Arya, the dark skinned dude with the souls, the goblin dude, like none of them were. I was unmoved by all of them.
They really pulled up, and White was one-shotting them. It's like, bro, you guys can pick anybody in the tower, and you got a dude who's different from a different human. Like, bro, I can't.
Mm.
They're fraudulent. They're just like the fucking world government. I can't with these guys.
Oh man, Yama kind of turned mid. No, Yama's just a mutt. Bug is a bug. He can only be as smart as he wants him to. That's fair.
Oh, wait, going with the Calvin. Do you think it's possible? I literally just thought of this right now. Do you think it's possible his rank actually might go? I don't want to say above and beyond, but he might take like Boruto's old place and now be
the darkness
Adori's,
behind
like
the
a
scenes,
lieutenant.
so to speak.
No, I was gonna say he's like Adori's like right hand now.
That'll be
Or
cool.
like lieutenant.
But I think he'd
That
have
way
to
he can
accomplish
stay
something
around.
major in the war for that to be rewarded, something like that, in my opinion.
True.
Or else the army
Fair.
is just doing a bunch of nonsense. Yeah, Hasacha, the crazy cat girl, lazy cat girl. That's exactly what I was thinking of. And like, yeah, actually, I like that chapter, by the way, with her and Chian Hiha. That's a chapter I actually enjoyed a lot. But
It was a great chapter.
But I think, like, in my head, Lybork is gonna stay a commander. I don't think he's doing anything wrong to not, unless something changes. But I think, Sriracha and his commanders being dispatched, whatever, blah blah. Maybe Caliban gets reinstated. Maybe Lybork puts him a good word for him. I don't know how it works, but that's kind of what I was thinking. I was just. Is Cal? Yeah, they're still bending the knee. They're still holding the position. Like, it's so funny to me. Like, because I wanted Caliban and Hodgin Sung to have some type of interaction, but yeah. All right, let's keep going though. So there's Yasracha flying towards it. So the cat tower, we go to the part where Cha puts the bomb on. So the bomb latches onto him and it explodes. Stop it! Kablam, kaboom, kapowie. We see Isu, Hatsu, Spider Mommy, Karaka, Moron. What's his nigga's name again? Nanatona, the rat guy, mouse guy. Some other houndboards and beastkin. There's Cha yelling something. Is that Maxethian? I don't know. Or Mexis. And the whole cat tower blows up. But everyone seems to be okay. Well, they said the Haigh-Rankers could survive anyways. You see like Doan and Karaka, I guess, looking like they're trying to do something to like mitigate the damage. Kaboom, you see a bunch of cubes everywhere. There's Isu, by the way. Shout out to Isu. Shout out to him remembering Isu's effing goal. My body feels like if I'm dead. Am I really dead? Did I really die in vain without even achieving the goal I promised to my friend? I'm like, I saw you. You remember what this nigga's... You remember what he... You remember? Like, I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of you, bro. Okay.
I didn't even remember.
Okay. So you see this panel. I have to make sure the OBS is showing it properly, but do you see this panel? Right? This panel is so important because Love is right there at the bottom. You see him? He's safe. He's okay. He's good. Y'all's telling me he goes, what if he die? What if they expect to kill him because he's just ranker level? He's good. He's blessed up. You know what? Let me zoom in so you guys can comprehend how okay he really is. You see that? Who that? That's Love, baby. Yes, sir. He's okay. Y'all telling me he's not going to make it. Nah. Cut that out. Okay? I'm not trying to hear that. I get it off my chest. But, so Sophia Tan saves all of them. Was that how impressed were you by that feat?
It's impressive. I was impressed by how many fucking lighthouses she has.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's ridiculous. Am I crazy or did her hair color change?
Okay, so I did see I don't remember her hair color initially, so I'm gonna just look it up.
I thought it was just normal brown.
I wonder if it's because they were in that like contraption.
Mm-hmm.
That the shading made. Oh, that's the wrong thing. The shading made it look different. But let me just pull up Sophia for a second. Sophia Tan, because there was a theory that her and Repsilista are from the No, her hair looks. No, I think it was the shading. Maybe I think her hair is like brownish, pinkish. But you're right here. It looks like way more pinkish here, doesn't it? But there's a
weird gradient.
Yeah, there's a theory that her and Repsilisa are from the Tupari family because of the lighthouses and stuff. So
I saw that on Twitter. The guy that added you. I like that. I like that theory a lot.
Yeah. I wonder if it's because of the hoodie is off her, but her hair does look a lot more pink and a little bit more vibrant here for sure. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
See what chat's saying. Real Club okay for now. Oh my God, don't say for now. Sophia Tan, the best elder so far. I bet Love would survive, so I'm good. Yes, let's go. He ain't safe till we out of the nest. Look at you guys. Crocker just said, "Wrap me myself in steel trees. Hit myself F everyone else. Plant people language. My boy just sung ain't Neil W. Yeah, he did it. With the family head showing up now, I see it really needs to put their ranks. Missed opportunity with Trauma Ray, but it's not too late. I think that'd be nice too. But I wonder if I think a problem that a lot of these creators have with these series is they're so bad at power skilling or so scared to make any definitive statements. They try their best to make everything kind of ambiguous, malleable, and interchangeable, but it just frustrates us as readers because we're like, what's the real? Does that make sense?
Yes.
So. But yeah, Spencer's a tough guy. His emotions led almost his decision. He can do serious stuff when he puts everyone else first. He's not always the smartest and the most couth, but I still like him. I just think that his stock has dropped a little bit. That's all. I don't dislike him. I really don't. But okay.
I love her outfit, by the way.
Hmm?
I love her outfit, by the way.
Okay, he's moving you. I like the bow.
Hey,
the
imagine
purple
like
bow.
those like royal magicians.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Like a Zatanna kind of vibe.
Yeah. They said SIU straight up lied to us. Jinsung is not stronger than Bam. You'll see. I'll talk about it soon. But yeah. Okay. So let's talk about like the obvious little like this fun comparison to do in terms of Kel Helm and F.U.G. and Sophia Tan. I want to say this. I've never downplayed Kel Helm's ability. I thought his arrow stuff was cool. His ability to transport you with his arrows is cool. The path stuff was interesting. But to completely displace you from a floor, though, he does have to use Soho in conjunction with his arrows to take you somewhere else. So that's not something that we know for a fact he can do by himself. Okay? Correct. He's not a slouch. I don't think he's weak. going up against Yama and Vodka by himself was still pretty impressive. But what do you? But my problem is really his mentality. I don't like how Kel Helm's mind works and how he thinks. I think he's weak mentally. But that being said, before I continue, what is your feeling on Sophia Tan in comparison to Kel Helm? If you want to compare them, you don't have to if you don't want to.
Uh, I really like Cal. I feel like in this uh in our I'm like the only person that likes really random characters like Cal or Gohan and shit. But uh Sophie, I think, is a good contrast to him because she seems like the type that just will keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's the confident one. She's like the more probably the most proactive elder. I mean, we've only seen two, so I mean, we can't go off much. But she's probably the more active elder that's actively doing shit with Slayers, making the moves behind the scenes, and doing what she what. So I'm just more so curious to see really like what she has been doing for the past 100,000 years and like what her plan is. And if she does have a connection to two parents, she's from that family, I think that's really interesting to see. Because I wonder if she's like maybe a thing of like maybe she left because she didn't get an opera. Maybe there's something else here. I just feel like there's like a lot of things we can see through her.
Mm-hmm. I agree with Kel mentality, but I do like how it came about and said what it says about many in F.U.G. Sophia came through, got the people out, nothing more, nothing less. I'm here for it. Kel Helen probably in a fetal position since she felt trauma. Right? I'm crying. I liked how she negotiated with the spider. That's exactly the next point I was gonna bring up. Sophia Ten already more relevant than Karaka in this arc. Come on, man. Why I gotta hurt my feelings all the time? What I do?
And that's actually crazy that that's true. That's
it's not wrong. That's what you gotta do like
wow. That. Oh my god.
So the reason that I ultimately I like Sophia Tan just a bit more. Look, and don't get twisted. Thing has an ancient too. Like I'd actually argue from a straight power output. I probably think he's stronger. Don't know how he will deal with other lighthouses and whatever. I can't say that for sure. Don't know for a fact. I'm not really gonna get into that. It's the way that she talked down the army in a very rational, logical way that truly impressed me. She's like,
yes.
I don't think she had time to discern who was friend from foe, so she just saved everyone in the cat tower. And then there's thing so pretty like an angel every time she sees a woman. And then there's Spider Mommy, and she's talking about she controlled that giant explosion, yada yada. The hybrid are still free, by the way, so we'll see if the hybrid's gonna like rampage. He better not be strong enough to take them all on, but seems like she's not an ordinary veteran. But the power, then she could feel the power from the family head. But she's like, "Do you want to continue? I saved you guys. I was in a hurry. I'm not here to fight. I was the role that I have here is," she said, "I'm a rebounder. I'm here to rebound. I'm not here to score. There's assists. I'm here to rebound." She said, "My role is escape. I am not here to burn our resources, run through our men, whatever the case is." And she's like, "I don't know what." So like, I loved how she talked them all down, and they had their own ulterior motives. So well, at least Spider Garment or Widow Garment did, because she wanted to go towards Traumaray, her lord, to make sure he's okay and whatnot. If you don't attack, then we don't attack. She talks him down. Stalemate. We're all good. Diplomatic conversation. Let's just squash it in general. I love that. How did you feel about that situation there? How she handled it?
You know me, man. If we can get ways to diffuse situations outside of fighting, I'm here for it. Always. Mm-hmm. I feel like this is a really good way to show I love that this shows that she's an elder. Uh-huh. You get that feeling. So I feel like with Kel's power kind of makes a weird thing of why wouldn't he just be a slayer? Mm-hmm. But here I feel like she's really showing that like I'm an elder. I'm not a slayer. I'm my goal is something else, which I like.
Yeah, I think a lot of one of the best ways to describe the elders to me is, what's up, Vince?
Hello.
To me is like,
hello, party people.
How you doing, man? Everything good with you, brother?
Yeah. I had to get away from everybody. I'm like, all right, I need 3 days to go be by myself.
No, I understand, bro. We'll talk, but we'll talk. But okay, actually, want to run you through a couple of things, but let me finish my point here real quick. We're not talking about Sophia.
Yes,
Yeah, just the way she talked down everyone was really cool here. I do think that what you said, Irene, is makes sense. Maybe the hybrider is trapped in a force field that Sophia 10 has around him and stuff, which is pretty cool. But yeah, she definitely she out here making moves. All right, so Vince, I got a couple questions for you. But first of all, do you remember the chapter, the one where Gustang pulls up with the book and the cigarettes and everything?
Yeah, and he
there's
told them how long it's gonna take for y'all to
Yeah,
for
yeah,
him
yeah.
to get me. Yeah.
There was no new chapter this week because apparently SLU's sick and recovering from the Rona. But
Oh,
so we're talking about the chapter because we never got a chance to do it on stream. The
Okay,
first
okay.
question I asked Miles, and I'm curious to know your opinion about it, is when it comes to Trauma Ray's ability to manipulate, use being an animal, right?
Mhm.
Do you I think we were saying that if the Omega symbol is in the eye of the creature, like the Kraken, he's controlled them directly. But do you actually think he's legitimately manipulating them? Do you think they have free will? Do you think there's a half and half, or do you think it depends? Like he can do that interchangeably, fully control it, not control it, and just give you a command, or give you like these like half roles. When I say half roles, I mean like Miles brought up an interesting point where you can have possible presets like an RPG. Focus on healing. Focus on defense. Attack the same enemy that I'm attacking. What are your thoughts?
I think okay. So that last part, I think part of that is something like that. I guess for me, because I've been kind of interested about this since he been doing the whole breeding thing. Are these animals? Well, obviously they exist in the tower, but like, are these kind of like artificially created? That like he like, are these actual beings that existed in the tower, or these are just beings that, he got through decades and decades and decades of breeding and shit like that.
Okay.
So, because I think that kind of like
that's a good point because I guess it relates to
too.
the Beastkins, right? Because the Beastkins are able to be controlled because they all have some animal DNA in them. That's a good point.
I think it's like they're really just rare. Like if like this was a video game, like the some beast would just be like mobs, so there'd just be thousands of them. Well, the ones you have are like they're like boss battles.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And the only reason I'm asking that because we literally saw him, try to breed animals, and we know the.
No, it's actually a good point too because remember even didn't think back early season 2, the flower of Zagania. Wasn't the Zagania a big thing with baby ones in it?
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, it's possible that there's some things that are like legendary Pokemon, just one, or some that are in danger or just very very rare. You know what I'm saying? So I think that makes sense.
Right, and the reason I bring that up too is because when you see him use some of the animal stuff that he uses, like for example, like the octopus looking thing or whatever, it seemed like it had a very specific role to do very specific things.
Okay.
Now it might be like 3 or 4 things, but I'm just like, did he like create that to do that? Or could it always do that and then he just like, oh, you know what, this would be really fucking useful. I'm adding this to my collection.
Like
so
how you have
kinda,
dogs and war dogs or something.
Yeah. So that's kind of
Thank you for the sub,
dogs
Kitan, my guy, my goat. Thank you for the sub. Keep going.
The dogs seem to be like, they always seem to kind of, even though you breed and stuff, but it's just like, like you said, the animal DNA, and they always just seem to be like a bigger species. But some of this stuff, he might have just kind of trained or got some version to help create the type of version that he wanted of this or something like that. So I think they do serve, or at least the ones that he has, serve very specific functions. The ones that he's personally using.
I think the main reason I asked that because as far as I can tell, and my perception could be wrong. I think Cobalt has free will. I don't think I think he's giving Cobalt commands, but I think Cobalt is doing what he wants in terms of like, Cobalt, what? I smell a dog. Bring it to me. Boom. Here you go. They're regular. Bring them to me. Boom. There you go. Whereas like he's not literally like kind of like Geppetto to Pinocchio puppeteering him. He's just telling him what to do. So he still quote unquote could say no. So I was just curious about that. It's okay. I think the second thing I wanted to ask you was about Doom. So when Doom actually, well, real quick, give me your general opinion on Doom. If you don't have anything in depth, you don't have to go. You don't have to go crazy.
Doom is kind of a strange entity in Tower of God right now because what exactly is he supposed to like be at this point?
I think he
what
should die.
exactly
I
is
think he has no role left for him.
Yeah, I'm like, what is his role? Like, I know it's kind of like they keep Yama alive. I guess he's like the older big brother. He's supposed to kind of like
he's
be
got the knowledge of the
brain.
family,
Yeah,
and
the brains,
and the mom and the dad. Yeah,
yeah. Because I've been saying Yama's kind of dumb. I didn't think Yama was gonna be as dumb as he was.
we
seems to get dumber.
We spoke about that.
Yeah, he seems to get dumber by the chapter. So, I mean, I always thought he was gonna be kind of meat-headed, but I thought Yama would have more like instinctual intuition and shit like that, and he just don't seem to have that either. Not really. And so I guess that's Dune's role, but it's like, yeah, you know, he first showed up. We thought he was kind of super scary or gonna be pretty damn close to Yama. Then he switched over, and then it was just like, oh, actually, you know, like I want Yama alive. I want this, and that, and the other, and we gotta watch out for Yasaracha. And then now we're doing this other thing. So I'm just kind of like, Doom is just kind of like, at one point, I don't think I've ever loved him as a character.
Yeah,
I liked him enough, and now I'm just kind of like, meh. There's Doom. He's there. He exists. I don't really feel anything. I don't care if he lives, if he dies, or what he does. He just kind of fall into that role. Unfortunately, like some certain characters just do, kind of like how the Sachis and stuff like that. When you first get introduced to them, you're like, oh my god, Sachi Faker, top 3D ranker, and then next thing you know, you were just like, nope, it doesn't matter. And then that's kind of how it is for Doom. So he's kind of in that rank.
I had asked the question because I wanted to know how you initially took that like top 200 like, you know, reveal.
Honestly, I just kind of looked at them. I was like, "Are you serious? Like, it's just like, what? Who cares?"
And because I think what I was thinking about recently. I think like we are at the point now that we don't think power is the most important thing. So we're like, whatever. Now we're cool, right?
Yeah,
me,
but
I'm
what the hell is his influence?
I'm like, what? I think it's because he can create canine people and houndborns and control
okay.
them.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense.
And that's why Kel Helm came here, right? Too, right? So like, you know, fair enough. My issue was like, I'm trying to gauge the different eras in the tower and how strong people were on average. And I'm like, if you were top 200 this long ago or whatever, I don't think that's a time period, bro. I don't think you got hitters like that. Does that make sense? So I guess I'll just try to gauge that a little bit.
I just kind of wish too that, and this doesn't happen enough in general. It happens sometimes, but it doesn't happen enough for me. Mm-hmm. If you're especially on that level, or you're supposed to be known for stuff, more people should recognize you. Yeah. Regular soldiers, high-ranking soldiers, and they just don't talk about this stuff enough. It's like, I don't expect Trauma Ray to talk about it because he's like, y'all are all food, like y'all garbage. Like, who cares? Like, I don't care what you do. So he doesn't need to talk about it. But these other people should see Doom and be like, isn't that Doom? He was top 200, and then they should be naming feats. You know, Mangaka and stuff used to do that type of stuff all the time. You just start naming your feats through other people and stuff like that. Yeah. Like you know, they just look at Doom and be like, who that? He's a dog. The food.
Yeah, it's strange, but
yeah. So
I told you.
Yeah, but I kind of agree with you. If Doom's 200 back, you know, like 1,000 years ago, maybe they weren't that good. Maybe they weren't cooking. I don't know.
Maybe other rankers went on vacation.
they went to sleep. They
were inactive. Inactive.
I believe that.
Yeah. What's up, Red Kumo? A deity like Cobalt can't be under Trauma. Of course, you know what I'm saying? He's the strongest. Throughout the Cobalt, Sachi Faker never gonna live down the mid allegations, but he's top 10. No, he's top 14, I think, in panel time. Or not panel time, screen time. Sorry. Right for last station is that Bora Sachi lived. Yeah, that was so crazy. Figuring out that like Bora was top 10, fam. It's all from that arc. It's one of those guys. Doom's era. They must have fought a lot, so the ability to make an army may have been seen as valuable. That's not a bad point. It's interesting.
Yeah, that was when you said that made a lot of sense to me. I was like, what exactly is his value to be that high? They're like, oh, he can make an army. Well, I guess that's a pretty valuable skill. So, fair enough.
Okay, we sped run you through some things, but last thing we were talking about. Well, I'll speed through this. Isu, SIU remembered his dream and what his goals are. I was shocked.
Well, that's great. Fantastic.
You love is alive.
I don't know how he's going to achieve
it. You can see him right there down there. You see him. He alive. He good. He crispy. Yes, sir. Sophia Tan.
I mean, he uses him and Hatsu. He's the only two character he seems to remember out of that other group.
It was just him like mentioning his like I guess his goal. It's almost like if you didn't hear Luffy say I want to be Pirate King for like 1,000 chapters, and he said like, oh, you remember that? Like,
yeah.
So that's kind of how I took it. So Sophia Tan comes through.
Yeah, I like her design.
Mm-hmm.
I like how she kind of feels different. As far because most of the women we get in Tower God for the most part they're pretty.
Yeah.
She looks kind of like, she looked like she's been around for a while. She looked kind of battle hardened, or at least like she sees some shit. So I like that. She actually has presence. I don't think it's like the most spectacular presence. I don't think it's like Caliban when he first showed up, or Gustang, or it's not that level of presence. But she got something kind of going. I kind of like that.
Okay.
But continue.
No, because I was gonna say because we're obviously being a little cheeky because we like to clown on Cal Helm, and we're saying which one of the elders of F.U.G were we kind of impressed by more, and I was like Cal Helm, all things considered, is strong. I think he's powerful. He fought against Evankel and Yama, and I think his teleporting arrow and the path things are cool, but the thing that I think makes him the most dangerous, he has to do in conjunction with Soul to displace you from the floor like completely, right? Plus, he's an ancient or a native, whatever you want to call it, right? So that's cool. What I don't like about him is his mentality. I hate the way he thinks. I think his mental is weak. I love how she talked down the Zahard Empire.
See, I was just gonna say.
Go ahead,
that. I was just saying like I was talking about her presence and stuff like that. She actually sounds like a elder, and everything she says is like very like what's the right word? Straight to the point. Kind of like Kel Helm, he was talking too much. I think that's part of the problem. He was talking too much about like nothing, or just like we're just like you're not like I always say. You say all the time, dialogue is very important, and not just in the traditional sense. But if you're trying to make a character seem raw, they gotta talk raw. They gotta sound cool.
She has an air of reverence that commands respect. That Kel Helm didn't.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's the biggest difference. Because his power showcase. Actually, like you said, it wasn't really bad. That took some pretty cool abilities.
I mean, he didn't think there was spirit through him too. Like all things considered, like I know he's not weak. I just think he's a clown. That's all.
Right, exactly. And so far, she at least for first impressions, she seems pretty dope. And also, I feel like she's coming at a more like interesting moment than he came. Because he came in the dog tower and stuff like that. And let's be honest, we don't really care about that arc in the first place, so it didn't really help him. Like he came, and at first, we thought when he came it would be kind of interesting, but then it wasn't. She's coming to literally face the Jihad army. Yeah. So like,
well, she said, she said my role's escape. Like I said earlier, she said I came here to rebound. I'm not here to score. I'm not here to pass. I'm here to rebound.
But the fact that she came here to like, we're always talking about, we're just like F.U.G and Jahal Army supposed to be in a war. Like, why they never here at the same time? Like, or shit like that. Like they. So she doing something with that.
And Spider Mommy calls her not an ordinary veteran. So I think that's significant. And seeing that she said that her power feels lethal, but the most lethal power was obviously from her lord. So yeah, I'm not here to fight. I'm here to escape. If you don't attack, you don't attack. Good. That's the conditions. I won't bother you either. So I think I'm trying to wonder what she's here to gauge and see right now. I don't know if she's testing Bam in some ways, but that was really cool. And all things considered, I guess Cha messed up. Oh, now I remembered what I want. I know I was forgetting something, and Cha reminded me what I forgot to ask you before. Okay, so I was thinking. So I think Traitor's gonna die. I made a video about it today. Do you think that makes sense to you, or you're not with that?
Yeah, I can see it. My problem is though, I don't really know anymore because how many people we thought were gonna die at this point and just haven't. So I wouldn't be surprised either way. Should he die here?
Yeah,
I guess so. He would make the most. If you're gonna get rid of him, this makes the most sense as far as of a moment. I think you can get rid of like 7 people here right now, like literally in the next like 5 chapters, and it would make perfect sense. Yeah. And it would actually bring some sense of urgency to what's going on. But that's if I was writing, so I don't know what's going on.
I like that Naya too, Aaron Charda. I like that Naya. She was cool. All right, so because like I don't personally speaking, again, I could be wrong, and SLE might just do the thing where he just drags them along for no reason. He kind of doesn't kill characters anyways. He kind of has the Oda syndrome, but like it's like what I can't think of any thematic role for Yasuo out of here. You know, I feel like he needs to die or sacrifice himself or do what he has to do for like the Baylord brothers, so to speak, or whatever. But here's the thing that I was really thinking about that I couldn't go in depth into with my video today. Think about his commanders. Lazy cat girl Hasacha aside, Fusile blew up. He was a fucking cyborg, right? Hasacha got acid black holed. Kendrick DL got bodied. He's lost his commanders. Like, where's his army? You know what I'm saying? Nanatona's not moving anybody. Fuck that rat, okay? Like, let's be real. I was saying, if for whatever reason Calivan actually gets to properly be reinstated, he'd actually just replace Yasracha as the fifth? He's a fifth, right? Fifth commander, sorry. Fifth corps commander. And Liboric would keep his job as the fourth. I think you, Miles, suggested the possibility of him taking more of Liboric's role and working directly under Adori. I'm not mad at that either. But what are your thoughts on that, Vince?
That makes 100% sense.
Okay.
Like I said, I just don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe Yasaracha just goes back with Trauma Ray and abandons his role as a commander.
I don't think he'll do that solely unless Jihad kicks him out specifically, just due to the fact that he has the Calivan syndrome where he sees Jihad as this all-powerful deity that's is doing the right thing. Because remember in the flashback, when he saw the hologram of Jihad, he said for some reason he wanted to fight hard and prove. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't think that's why like them joining BAM doesn't make sense to me. Because even if they're opposed to something that's going on, like I don't like Liboric, I don't like blah blah blah. They are Jihad zealots.
I really wish they would touch on that more. That'd be really good thematically.
Because even when he pulled the first time, he's like Jihad knew blah blah blah. This is why that I'm like he's talking like he's a prophet. You know what I'm saying? Like that is their god, so to speak.
Shout out to Jihad now.
Yeah. So.
I know.
But yeah. So yeah, a nonsensical being's present over there. So there's Hawkeye, there's Elaine. Elaine Yeti's looking kind of nice. And you see them, Yidian, and then there's everyone else is kind of around and everything. But
bro, what was his point of bringing her back? She's so cool, and I love her around because she just looked pretty. But like, what is she doing?
If you're not gonna do anything with her, it insults me more. Actually, like I'd rather her not be there.
Or you could have just sent her along, or like sent her along to go be with the other Princess Kennedys. Her, Anak, and Dorsey teaming up would have been cool.
I agree, Ren.
I guess.
I agree, Ren, because I would argue Liboric's most competent people is Qian Hiha. Qian Hiha.
Yeah, Qian.
Followed by Sharon, maybe. Yeah. Unless you think Alpathion was more.
Crying.
Yeah.
And he's still floating.
He dead.
Yeah, he's still floating. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Where's the part where I can slander? There we go. Oh my God, you guys are not getting away with this shit today. Avankel is done. We're not doing this. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it no more. I don't want to hear it. Avankel is done in these streets. Okay, she is not the one. Overhyped. Top 60, no. Floor. Oh, Adrian. Oh, Uncle Press. Whack. You love saved her life. She said, I'm done. I got no more fire left. Some of y'all were telling me that she can still go.
You know what?
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask you a question. Why do you think he does this? Why do you think he brings these characters in with like an intimidating aura or kind of serious aura, and then they turn into clowns?
I think it's just he doesn't see it that way, right? Where it's
but how?
But it's his way of like thinking like, hey, I can show that Evankel's strong, and if these people can fight her, then that means these people are strong, which is fine to do. It's just the manner in which he does it is so piss poor, but I don't think he views it as that. I think he thinks it's fine. That's the issue. I think there's a disconnect.
There definitely is. Cause I just don't get it. I don't get how you draw your characters like that. It just could be a cultural difference, maybe. I don't know. Cause I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Like I wish we had some.
Sometimes these authors don't understand that when you prop somebody else up by proxy, you're making the other one look bad. I have to me, if Spider Mommy was actually a floor ruler, this just been a good battle. I was okay with that. You know what I'm saying? And she's a Lopabia branch leader. These are all very impressive roles. Them being on an equal footing wouldn't have bothered me, honestly. All things considered.
That'd have been good for both people. It would have kept her.
Remember what I said? My biggest problem is she looks fucking stupid and inexperienced. I have this shield from the family head. I don't care. It didn't work. Stabbed. You're a bozo. You suck.
She got one shot.
Are you kidding me?
Or at least she should have been such overwhelming firepower that she say that I know you have that spell, but that should not go completely allow you to block everything I do. Something.
Like a Van Kel can be a meathead. That's fine, but you're too old and ancient to not be experienced. That was such that's the part that bothers me. It's like with Jack. You know what I say with Jack? I don't care that Jack is like Jack. I know Jack is strong or durable or whatever, but he's stupid. He makes dumb decisions. Or it
would have been cool. Or it would have been cool for me if Spider Bobby stabbed her with the sword, and then Becky Hill grabbed her like, "Oh, see, you stabbed me, but now you can't get away." Like, so now you go take these flames. Some shit like that. It's so simple.
And I would even say the issue that we know she's not experienced based off the fact that she's the one that literally created Bam's entire training regimen. Mm-hmm. She knew that there's these guys that aren't rankers that are strong. She knows Bam has an orb.
Battlefield, yeah.
Trained Bam. And then also, I think another issue is just that I think SIU might have just made Van Kill too strong in the beginning, and he's trying to just temper it. Because when you go from starting off as you can't unleash your full power because a floor ruler interferes, or an administrator interferes, to what she's doing now, it makes no sense. I think he's just trying to temper on the power that he gave her.
That's why the
which
power
is also
scaling
really
in this
bad.
series is just incredibly wonky and inconsistent. It's just so crazy, man. Hold on. Sharon Nahagra, fine. To be fair, Naya, yes, with to join F.U.G back in the day, he might be willing to join them again. I don't think so. I think he made again, you never know. I do think that Yas Ratcha's main allegiance is to the King of the Tower. Something could change maybe, but I just think it's better for Yas Ratcha to go, honestly. All things considered, I think he played a great role in the story and the narrative. I actually really like Yas Ratcha. I have Yas Ratcha over Yama, honestly. I completely switched on that. You guys remember when I was Team Yama? I'm Neko season, bro. We were baited by Lord Sleep. In a dialogue from Elaine would be good. Anything from Elaine would be good at this point, but just stop showing me. I mean, I save all the panels. I'm gonna hold you, but but El Vankel, yes. The pyromaniac is cooked. I'm screaming. I apologize. I got no defense. Oh, see, I respect that. You think? I see some of y'all in my chat. I just respect y'all because of the integrity and you guys hold. He's some of them. I remember one other Vankel was like, listen. I have no defense here. I respect that. Sometimes you usually gotta take your lumpings. I'm just tired of people fighting me tooth and nail on this. She's not that guy, pal. No, she's alive. No major casualty at our side yet. It's crazy. You're right. Where is Hasacha and Xianhiha? Xianhiha. Oh wait, did I see her? I'm gonna look. Actually, gonna look now. I don't know if I saw her. Hasacha, I don't care about. I won't lie to you. I couldn't admit it. You tank a bullet to the dome and get bodied by a needle thrust. She can't even bring out the fire. People are telling me she didn't even bring out the elephant. She gonna bring it out right now. She can't even bring out a flame. She can't even light my blunt, bro.
Wait, did she not bring it out once this entire? No, she hasn't.
No, she uncompressed. I wonder. I don't know if there's a weird correlation thing there where it's uncompressed. I can't. I don't know. I doubt it though. Let's see. Who am I looking for again? Hasacha. Xianhiha. Wasn't she out? She was outside though, wasn't she? Outside the cat tower. She was on the Mario Party field. She wasn't inside though. So I think she.
Didn't she already be with Caliban?
No, but Caliban went on a teleporter, not her. The condition was for her to show up so he could use the teleporter. Correct?
Yes.
I don't see her though, but I think she's okay. I'm looking at this picture. I'm gonna have to zoom in a bit, but okay, I'll zoom in. Let's see if we can find her. And then Hasacha would be on that weird ghost thingy. I'm not. I don't know. I don't see her because some of these people are just generic soldiers. There's the hybrider. There's not Asensio, the other Kun. There's the Vankel. There's Mulov, the greatest of all time, the best you've ever seen. There's Hakanina Lane, Karaka Doan, Isu, Hatsu, some other beastkins, if you will. There's Cha and shit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see her. I don't think they were, but some of them I don't remember. No. Think Hasacha would have been in the tower because she let Thing take the mouse. Maybe that's how you just I don't know. I doubt that he'd write her out like that though. It'll be funny though if she just blew up in there. I won't lie to you, it's kind of funny. But okay. Essay's forgotten about them? I don't know. We'll see. I'm on my knees crying, begging, please give me something narratively involving Elaine. Listen, man. You know me. Sometimes when something's exercising futility, I just leave it alone. I'm not gonna do this to myself. I tried. It is what it is. But let's get to so Karaka and Cha and Doan are going towards the family head, so see what they can do. Mothership of the Lopobia family. Who that? Yo, who's that, man? Who that boy? Who's that man right there? Taking a gander on all the bugs below him, above. What the? There's a person over there. But there's light bearers, blah 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 blah. Yo, this family here, where he's walking and you can see his his glasses shining. He looks so. I love this panel. He looks so demonic. He looks so raw. He's by himself too. Then okay, so what significance do you make of those people looking at him and dying, or getting hurt? Does that relate to don't even imagine their appearance? Don't look at them in the eye. Or did Gustang legitimately attack them? What do you think?
I think he's being petty.
Okay.
I think he's being petty. That's the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, wait, what? But I genuinely think he's just being petty.
Okay. Gustang coming? Yes, sir. What Croc can go there? Why he's going? Stop. Please, Lord Almighty, please let Doan get body for disrespected trauma. I hope. We'll see. For Simi, Gustang! I can't do how Simi does it, but yeah, the best family head we've met, not including Edouan. Same, I don't include him either because I want to see him in his full, when he's grown up or whatever. I can normally, SLU literally dangling carrot over my head, drip too hard, but yeah. So they look at him, they perish, or they're hurt or whatever. There's Kirin, I believe his name was Lupia Kirin. I like this guy because his design's cool. He looks he kind of looks like a demon from Shin Megami Tensei to me a little bit. He's like, well, now these times, so look at my man, take out the book. You know real niggas read. We reading. He said, I'm missing out on the Vince book club right now. You made me come all the way here. I'm missing on the reading party. I'll have to read a book for that crime. The title is, oh my, Ruination. And everything just starts to blow up around this man. The ships. You can see the whole line here. Remember, I always told you guys, SC was good at scale and zooming out to show you something. You see how many of these things are just exploding, going crazy, and you can see his size in comparison to them as he holds his book. And I don't remember the brand of the cigarettes that he smokes, but he pulled one out. He lit that bitch. Wonder what's faster, for me to turn you all into ashes or for your master to come here and stop me. I am curious indeed. Yo, he's the guy. He's the one. Stop playing with this man. When you say master, do you think he legitimately means Shamare? Or because some people, some people like to get cheeky and be over analytical. What do you thinking? How did you guys feel about that moment in scene with Gustang? What are we thinking?
This guy's insane. I'm not gonna lie. I got afraid for trauma, right? Because pulling up to somebody's spot,
a state,
and just the thing is, we know family heads are OD, right? But the fact still remains that he didn't wave his hand, he didn't turn a head, he spoke a word, and shit just blew up. we have no idea what he did. It's when you can't comprehend how they even did it. That's even more terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you do?
Do you think that we've I agree with you, but do you think that in some ways we've seen a consistency with what he's capable of doing? Because he looked at Rachel when she got washed by Toy B and healed her.
Yes.
So when they looked at him and they started feeling I think like you said, being petty, but like I don't know if it's a Shinchu thing and they just can't see it or feel it, so it looks invisible, or he legitimately can do something with his eyes, which will be interesting.
Oh,
don't know what you guys are thinking about
now that you just said that,
Yeah, go ahead.
it might be that because his control, Shinsu being a wave controller, is so much like water, and him being a what's his name, he's just actively controlling the Shinsu in the air.
Okay.
But since it's just part of the nature and it's around, it just comes off as invisible. Like how in Avatar we might see the airbenders do shit, but it's invisible.
Mm-hmm. It's just a gust
So
of
it's like
wind,
that.
actually. Or like if you're a non-stand user, you could see these people doing some crazy stuff, but you can't see the stand if you're not a stand user.
Yeah. So like he's just controlling the actual Shinsu that's around, and it's creating these weird effects because people can't distinguish that from like normal what wave controllers can do. His control.
Get out of here, Tatum! Way. Get out of here. Okay. Sorry. Yes.
But yeah.
Vince, you here? Is he muted? He might be muted. I don't know.
He's still muted.
Okay. He's banning Traumaray. I think it might have been spell. He's more like a sorcerer than a wave controller. He was friends with Arlene from Makes Sense if he learned some stuff from her. Okay. But Arlene got along with everybody though. I think he does do it with books. If you look at his main ship, it's a library and his people, they all lose books too. That's interesting to think. Maybe if the book is a weapon in its own sense, I think that's pretty effing cool. I like that. But I think what shocked me, though I think that I think he does have a grander plan in mind, I guess, was just like the simplicity of which like this seems. Like, I F shit up, where's Traumaray? Where I thought he would come on some more sophisticated, like, he would do, I don't know, I just thought he was something different. I'm okay with this. This is still really raw, don't get me wrong. But I guess I thought he was going to, like, move differently, like, just, like, pop up beside Kirin on some, where is it? I don't know. Like, where's what? You know what I want. I'm back. But yeah. Okay, we're talking about Gustang now.
Yeah, Gustang coming, boy.
Because I was saying, okay, so what do you think about the guys who looked at him and started to feel pain? Because I was thinking, in some ways, SIU has been consistent with he looks at something and something happens. He looked at Rachel after being watched by Toy B, healed her. These guys looked at him, he hurt them somehow. And I was wondering if, I don't know if it's his Shinsu control is so good and he's doing something they can't really see or understand. But generally speaking, how did you feel about this Gustang scene, though? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What are you thinking?
I like it. I just, like I said, SIU still shows some things here and there. I mean, I've liked almost everything he's done with Family Heads recently. Traumaray's been cool. Gustang pretty cool showing up doing something. I don't know. I guess because they just, sometimes they feel like the only characters that feel important on a bigger scale, since he can't, like, disrespect them at all in any way. Yeah. But just like they just do shit. That's like at least if they're not doing anything like super major, at least they're still doing shit. You're still curious. Everybody's still watching. You gotta pay attention. So I like it.
Okay. Did you think that the way did you expect him to pull up and just blow stuff up, or did you think that he would come and like present himself in a different manner?
No, I'm not surprised he's blowing stuff up. Mostly because Jihad called a hit out on him. Okay. So I don't think he could just pull up like he was doing before. When he was doing that, like he pulled up, but he was still kind of moving like in silence, in theory. I got what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. So like now he's trying to cause noise. He's trying to do things.
Do you think there's a specific reason why Traumaray is being targeted first? Do you think it has to do with his relationship with Jihad or the role that he plays in terms of Jihad's I say forces, but I don't necessarily mean just by the Empire. I just mean in the sense that like this might be the first person to ride with Jihad if there's any conflict.
I can see that. It's definitely, and if it's not for that reason, I think it's definitely for a strategic reason.
Okay.
I don't know the exact reason, but yeah, I don't think he's just fucking with Traumaray for no reason.
Well, I still think it's a preemptive thing because Traumaray's family was specifically meant to go tackle the
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think
What's
it's
his name?
very
So it's
Oh, yeah.
preemptive.
strategic.
Okay.
It's very
I
strategic.
think this proves though that like I think if you asked me before, I would have given you a 50-50 on him blowing shit up. But I think this also just proves that like even though he was a defensive fighter, he's not one now.
See, but this is what I
Like
told y'all though about the
he's
whole.
willing to go out
This
in
is what I
full
told y'all about
frontal
the whole
conflict.
strategic thing though. This guy's a fucking like I just not that trauma rate, probably not physically stronger than him, stuff like that. This guy's fucking different.
Watch Gustang pull up beastification. Y'all gonna be great.
If he does a beatification, we don't even know that was gonna look like. It's probably gonna look fucking like.
I give the army show said
Oh.
Gustang struck first from a little bit was called in by the army to fight the Bopada family in the army's stead, like you just said. His messenger warned him at the end of the season too. Was it gonna be so sweet? Yeah, it was gonna be sweet. Like I don't know. I just thought it was a really good intro. Like I just thought it was raw. Everything blowing
Right,
around
it's
him.
a really
him pulling
good
out his very.
reintroduction. Cigarette in his hand.
I'm assuming it's his favorite brand of cigarettes that he really likes a lot. So he pulled out and said, "I'm smoking a Chomray pack. Where you at?" Like remains to be seen what he's gonna do, but
Yeah, we'll have to keep seeing though.
cause I suppose I'm taking the chapter name into account. The 10 Great Families Calamity, that was called. The 10 Great Family Heads Calamity. So it's gonna be very interesting to see what goes on here. But my last question is: does Traumaray leave the floor to come here? Does Gustang just destroy the entire floor, and when he comes back for whatever reason, it's already
No,
gone?
that I can't. No,
or
that
does
I can't
Gustang
tell.
go there because the mothership right now is supposed to be connecting, right?
I think Gustang goes there. I don't see Trauma Ray leave
Okay, I only asked that because
I think he still wants the BAM thing. That's why I can't see him leaving right.
okay.
Unless there was something like really, really important that he has to leave for the exact moment. Because there's a guy who don't seem to give a fuck about anything. So it's just like if there's something that makes him move, it has to be like mega important.
Where's Rachel?
So, like-
That's a good question, but I don't think Rachel's with him. I think Rachel will come later. But
Yeah.
Wait, I have two questions for you guys then.
go ahead.
Wait, so one is the mothership stuff. So the mothership is the mothership isn't the I would assume the home is different from the mothership, but is the mothership still close to
I
the
thought
what
the
would be a
mothership
family
was
house?
connected to this place. That's what it seems
Yes.
like to me. Like it's connected. Like whenever that portal opens, they went straight from this floor to the floor they're on now, and then vice
Yes,
versa.
okay.
The idea with the plan they have, if I remember correctly, was to get lost in the middle area by blowing up the portal. Whatever, something. I can't remember exactly what their plan was, but they said like if this explodes, we could get lost in the middle area. But it's better than death. That seems to be the plan, not to come here, because then they'll just have to fight more people, right? What I'm saying is, if they connect the mothership to here, does Gustang realize that himself and just pull up? That's what I'm trying to discern here.
I can see it, but my thing is, like I said, if he pulls up,
I think he already knows.
again, it's a fucking. Maybe he finds a way to like just drag Trauma Ray to him. Maybe it's not
I'm
a
okay with that, too.
situation where. Yeah, I don't think it's a situation where Trauma Ray's like, "Fuck, I gotta leave."
So here's my issue. Here's why I bring it up. While I could see it happening, and it wouldn't surprise me, I swear to God, if Bam escapes Trauma Ray without any interference from a loose leg type or Gustang, I'm fucking sick. I don't want to see that shit, bro. That's not moving me.
You just put it into there, so it's probably gonna.
That's my problem with it. That's why if Gustang pulls up or something like there's a big enough distraction that Bam could get away for whatever reason. I don't know if Hodgins Song sacrifices himself, blah blah. I don't know, but that's my issue. I'm like, how is Bam gonna just use the second thorn fragment? Like, how does he get out of this?
Yeah, I could definitely see it.
I think what should happen. Well, I think Gustang does know that Trauma Ray isn't here, and I think him saying this, he's gonna force Trauma Ray to come out here. Cause I don't think he's gonna say, bring him out and then go to him. I don't think Gustang would do that. So I think Traum's gonna go. If Traum goes back, he needs to also bring Bam along with him, because Trauma Ray definitely views, as we see the other family heads, as actual people and individuals, and he's willing to conversate, talk to, and do whatever with. So Gustang, who he's known for tens of thousands of years, pulls up and destroys this shit. He's probably gonna go check it out. I think if he brings Bam along with him, there's like a little bit of a conversation between the three. And
works.
then Loose Leg pulls up and takes Bam out. And you could see an actual thing of Loose Leg talking to Gustang, talking to Charmer,
You know,
and getting
Miles.
Bam out. I think that's fine. I think that works.
You know, Miles. Sometimes you be talking, bro, and you be making too much sense, man. Cause that's definitely not gonna happen now that you said that. Cause it made too much sense. So guess what? You'll get the opposite of that. I want to let you know. I want to let you know that. We don't like good ideas over here in Tower God.
Can get the Liborg ship at the Cat Tower.
But that's my little
to call
piece.
Tramray where he is. I'm trying to disconnect all the portals. Listen, I don't care what Bam does anymore. Bam's getting away. There are already pins in place. Chop even said this was his mission. Okay, I guess so. Oh, I suppose that'd be interesting too if Karaka like takes him into his heart or something. I don't know. I guess there's a couple of ways he could get away. I don't know. I think it makes sense, but wishing too much. Tramray talks down to Bam. Talks down to Bam. He thinks he's good enough to talk, but not an equal. He still wants to tame him and basically enslave him. But Bam is not in a position to negotiate. He's not strong enough, you know. And his irregular shenanigans don't, give him a unfair advantage here. If that makes sense. So I don't know. It remains to be seen. But all things considered, I thought this was a good chapter. It was interesting. A lot happened. From top to bottom, there's a lot of tidbits to take from that was cool and dope that I thought was really, really well said and really well done. We didn't get a continuation this week, but we will get it soon, I guess. I don't know, but hope SIU gets better and stuff. But anything about this chapter you guys think we forgot to mention, or any last words you got?
So do you think Kieran's one of the two people that's stronger than the
one thing, but that makes sense. I guess that makes sense to me. That makes sense to me.
Okay.
But I guess the question is, does he have a proper faction? He might be a sole force or lone force, though. That's the only thing.
Yeah, he might be like a lieutenant type thing.
It's almost like, I guess I think of it like I mean, I guess you'll like this, even though I don't necessarily think this myself. But it's like, Kaido has and Big Mom and stuff. They have people, territory, influence, plus their own physical strength. Mihawk is by himself in a dinky boat. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's strong as hell, but he doesn't have the same level of pull, gravitas, and cachet and influence.
Well, he's still the tamer leader, remember?
I guess that is true because he was there in Wang Wang. I said, no, I guess that's true. I guess I have to. I'm not sure what Kirin's role is in the family yet, but if he was one of the strongest Lopabia family members, that makes sense to me.
He might be like a glorified, pet watcher. You know what I mean? Like outside of like the beastkin and stuff. Like he's usually one that's rearing and looking after Traumaray's like beast.
Yeah.
And then seeing whichever new one need to be put into the family and allocated. Yada yada.
I'm all for the Rachel take over. We'll finally get a grimy dangerous climb where you have to stop to get higher. That'll be nice. He's the MC. That makes him strong enough. I mean, in this case, I completely agree with you, but I don't like that rhetoric for most stories. I think my problem has always been I'm not like coming at you. I just like to say this when it comes up because I feel like I have to every time it comes up. I'm like compelled to say this. I've read so many narratives where the main character was not this shielded, protected, hold them in a bubble baby, where they go through hell and high water, right? Or even if they come out of a situation that was dire with a lot of trials and tribulations, the consequences that they feel are everlasting or have long-term impact, right? People like to say this thing about MC, main character, plot armor, and blah, 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 and I just think that's a very lazy way to not, because, why would you feel tension? It's the main character. Bro, what? The main character doesn't necessarily have to die, but things can happen to them. The easy example I always use is, Superman might save the city, but in doing so, there was tons of collateral damage. Innocents' lives were lost, and maybe someone from Justice League or one of his personal friends, like a Jimmy Olsen, was killed in the scuffle. He saved the day. He's alive, but he lost a lot in the process. What does Bam ever fucking lose in any capacity? Like, he just does whatever he wants throughout the story. He walks through everything, and it is a wonder to me to this day how anyone enjoys watching this guy do anything, because he earns nothing. He does whatever he wants. There's no accountability in him. Everyone babies him except Hwaryun, but even she babies him. And just like, this guy's not interesting to follow. But anyways, let me not go on my Bam tirade today. Let's just leave it at that. But shout out Gustang. He's here. If I'm kidding, I'm reversing the mothership and teleporting away. I'm playing dead, bro. I'm getting a heart attack right on the spot. Kira! Oh! That's what I'm about to do right there. But he lost, bro. Those aren't his friends. The arc after Prince are not Bam's friends. We're not doing this. But I got you. Hard on the same for season 1, season 2 anymore. It's such a shame. I mean, neither is Han Sung Yu. So just what can we do? It is what it is, you know. There's a lot of things I just let go and accept to able to read the story. Because trust me, if I held on to all the things that mattered to me, I would not be reading Tower of God today. So I've held the Luffy family would be decimated politically by the end of this battle. It'll be the first family to be destroyed in this long war. I like that idea. That's something I was thinking about, where it's like, by reducing some of their force and military might, you make them hold less political weight in the tower. But
I like that. I don't like that Bam
sense.
hasn't lost anything by doing it.
Oh, he's not gonna lose anything. Just understand.
But that's the problem though. Like, that's not cool to me. Like, that's a good idea. I think that's like a really strong thing. But like, that's not cool that the main character lost nothing. And I don't even mean like him actually losing a fight or anything. He lost nothing. Like now I was talking about earlier. He lost nothing.
No long-term impact.
How does he take down a whole family when it's not really even him being the catalyst of doing it?
Yeah. So
that'd be a really awkward decision to me.
The biggest consequence, I'd argue, he faced at the end of season 1. And depending on how you look at that, it's like, look at it this way. It's like if I was in love with a chick, and it turns out that she's absolutely bad news, and before I got married to her, it broke up. I'm hurt and I'm sad, but I dodged a bullet at the end of the day. You feel what I'm saying? So even that, depending on your perspective, you could look at, Bam got out of a quote-unquote abusive friendship, mentorship, whatever you want to call it. So, anyways. Yeah, the man absolutely goes through no real trial and tribulation or hardships, which is why I cannot root for Bam. And anytime he's on screen, you guys see me audibly and roll my eyes because he's not interesting. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, Irie would say he has a lot of strong allies, and that's fine.
He's stronger than them.
This point, I don't care at this point. He has a strong ally. My thing isn't the whole thing is he's gonna bring F.U.G together. He's like not necessarily the chosen one, but he's supposed to be like this big ass catalyst for this to happen. But is he any of the real reason if they did fall apart? Would he be any of the real reason that they fell apart?
Nope. Like, okay, I'll say this last thing, leave it here, right? Remember how I always said, at the very least, right? Let's say the white scenario plays out the exact same, but the reason that he can't warp the Hajin song or whatever the case is, or the reason that he gets sent into the suspendium, was because the extra time he took to fight White, the consequence was you can no longer save Hajin Sung. SIU does absolutely none of those things in any capacity for Bam. And that's why he's uninteresting. As a matter of fact, he got rewarded for that. He got another power up with Leviathan. You see what I'm saying? Like, I just don't understand how no one else sees this, but again, I'm tired of the Bam thing. I'm gonna let it be what it is, but I still stand by the fact that he should not be this uninteresting. He's so uninteresting, and it shouldn't be this way. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm speaking about a fake hypothetical anyway, because this is talking about if he actually does take this, if they actually do take down this family political.
You're not reading, bro.
I don't even think that's gonna happen. So I don't really care at this point.
You're not reading, bro. He's an irregular.
Do people still foolishly believe that Bam has been corrupted?
Yes.
Is that still a thing?
Yes.
Really?
I had actually seen someone say that when he attacked or when he was in combat with Holland, he was bloodlusted. I swear to God. I swear to God. Look at the comments. It's not a joke. So
bloodlusted is crazy.
Yeah, I don't know, because I'm like, at the beginning of the season he was bodying Houndborns left, right, and center like it was nothing, was he not? Was he Did he have a dark change? Just training with a backhand, like, ah! It's frustrating. I'm sorry. I'm frustrating. It's just frustrating. It is. It's so frustrating because it's just like, because for me, there's no reason for this. That's the problem. It's not like you ever see a character where you're like, I understand why you're struggling. This nigga's not interesting. Bam's odd, like lineage, role in the story, and being an irregular automatically gives him so much intrigue. Yet, every day I have to see, how can I see regular? Yeah, how can a regular? Ugh. So yeah, his Shinshi was to turn dark, but we already knew he had the black Shinsu from the Dana Jihad fight. That's what I'm saying. Like, we got nothing new. It didn't do anything. It's just the worst. That's the worst part of Tower of God. No one could convince me otherwise. That white fight was just fucking putrid.
I'm crying.
When he absorbed Leviathan, that was the dark change. Again, like I argued, he was actually being non-diplomatic because he saw Leviathan is so dangerous. The only thing he could do to protect the people around him in the tower was to just absorb him. Bam still being a good guy. So yeah. Anyways, I just watched the white fight turn me off from him all the way. I feel it. I know you're joking, Lion Low. I know you're joking. But I'm just addressing. I'm doing the thing where it's like I'm covering all my bases because you still know somebody's gonna get in the comment section and be like, he has to be jihad. They're gonna say some dumbass shit. I'm just covering my bases. That's all I'm saying. So, anyways, Bam's way stronger than a high ranker. Yep. He should be able to get through all the rest of the floors tomorrow. Absolutely. Here's the thing. Here's a distinction I'll make personally. And you guys tell me if you agree with me. I think one-on-one, unless you're some extremely special candidate, but even that, I don't think there's any high ranker, advanced ranker, Bam can't beat in a fair fight one-on-one. What I'd argue is if 6 high rankers who are like, 80 to 60 step to him, I don't think he could just completely dismiss them. Dude, what do you guys think I'm off on that?
Yeah.
Wait.
So you think he could beat 6 high rankers by
himself?
Basically, long story short, I think he could beat 1 high ranker, no matter who they are, or a ranker, advanced ranker. But if like 6 high rankers step to him, I'm not convinced he can win easily, at the very least. Let's say Cha, Calivan, yes, Ratcha, Yama, Van Keller,
Yeah. Out of the high rankers that we've seen, obviously bar the family heads, I think he's beating everybody one-on-one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For sure. Yeah,
one-on-one.
The moment he beat White, it's over. There's just nothing. I'm lost. My faith has been dismantled. I can't do anything.
You can't keep the faith, bro?
Hell no.
Now this man comment all the time to me. Nah, you gotta keep the faith.
That man, SIU grabbed my face, spit on it, punched me with it, and then stomped me out with it.
So.
Yeah, nah, he's just too strong. It's like insane.
Yeah, Bam's smoking that 50-year record from Marek. There's also the case where some high rankers easily body high rankers rank below them, so you can say Bam beats multiple of them. That's not a bad point, actually. I guess it just depends on which high ranker step to him, I suppose, but I would also argue Bam is just as bad a person as Rachel, but you're not ready for that. I love it. I love it, Loki. Because I think I have to stretch for that a little bit, but I could make the case too. I'd argue. Would you believe that some communities think Bam is weak because his showcase as an irregular is not impressive? This community reminds me of literal I'm not going there. This community reminds me of certain type of people I can't stand, where the goalpost keeps moving up, down, left, right, diagonal to the foreground, to the background, Remember, Vince, how hard did we fight that ninja was not ranker level during the last station? And they were like,
ridiculous.
All right. Now we're like, shoot, we higher ranker level. We was wrong. We admitted we was wrong. You guys were right. He's not a high ranker. Make up your fucking mind.
Yep.
You guys are unserious. Naya, you're always so negative. I remember I'm putting this out. You're so negative. You drop the series if you don't like it. First of all, fuck you, no, and it pays me. Second of all, I'll put out two sets of videos. The best and worst moment in Tower of God, the best and the worst fight in Tower of God. Which one got more views?
Worst.
Yeah, stop talking about negativity when you guys are clicking on that shit. Stop it. Stop playing with me. The analytics keep exposing y'all. Anyways,
We can't say
Bam is
Bam isn't
rank
like
is ranker
this. He's
level.
not like the other regulars when he was competing with Jihad. We saw it in real time.
Yeah.
He competed with him. Now, I still think Jihad is stronger, but Bam was right there with him. So, like, we can't just say
You fight a draw by
Bam was
Christmas
a
is crazy.
runner regular anyway. Like,
Yeah.
bro, he was competing the strongest out of 11 of them, and they've only like 14. So, like,
I might have to have a stream for like the real CBLs and just be and be on my what's his name, Steven Crowder gimmick. Like, Bam is legitimately top 60. Changed my mind.
and this is the part that pisses me off because Bam was my favorite character. But when I see other Bam fans not using their brain, it pisses me off more because you guys don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
This is horrible.
And I've always argued this, and I always say this. Like, I think levels of fans and fandoms can be, you can be like a crackhead, pathing enthusiast, just a casual, whatever. But I've always said this: for the characters and things and people I care about the most, I'm the hardest on them. If Mew Love becomes bullshit, I'm the first one to call it out. When Karako stopped impressing me and started changing around, who was the first person to bitch, whine, and complain? The resident Karako fan. That's what bothers me about some people. They feel like if you're a fan of something, even if they stop making sense or are doing dumbass shit, you just defend them blindly without questioning. I hate that. Well, I'm a One Piece fan. I like Wano, so Wano sucks. Criticize it. You feel what I'm saying? So, yeah. I don't trust people got Bam top 1. Hologram form. I watch all of them. If it's either we fight John on Christmas or he gets nerfed. But yeah, peep the Patreon. You know what I'm saying? Come to the Discord. I'll say this again, unless the opponent's a family head, no one's checking Bam. You can't convince me otherwise, and I'm not mad at you for saying that. But all right, I appreciate y'all guys coming through. Vince, you got any final words for the people?
Nope. I hope y'all like Tower good, I guess.
What? I want to give a tremendous shout out to everybody who's been supporting me on Patreon. You guys have no idea how much it means to me. Shout out to the certified band lovers. Shout out to the priests of fire, but especially my fifth Zen gods, my tier 3 patrons. Shout out to Sonny Katapali, Simi, Shoddy to Your Body, Scobe, Revenant, Miles, Chris, Cayenne, Irene, Sharda, Trist, David Langstaff, Childish Nujabes, Bloody Winters, Alan, Petrie, and my boy Abdel. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you.